In the name of our Lord, the one and only, the all-compassionate, the all-merciful. Book title: Don't Be Sad. The author, Dr. al-Qarni. The narrator, Noah. Audio copyright, Noah. Audio edition, 2023. Introduction to the first edition. All praise is for Allah, the Almighty. May He send peace and blessings on Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, on his family, and on his companions. I sincerely hope that readers will benefit from this book. Before reading it, you might, after only a perfunctory glance, pass some kind of judgment. However, let sound logic and precepts taken from Revelation arbitrate that judgment. Also, bear in mind that it is indeed a culpable offense for one to judge a work before having read it thoroughly or at least hearing what it is about. Here I present to you a synopsis of this book. I wrote this book for anyone who is living through pain and grief or who has been afflicted with a hardship that results in sadness and restless nights. For the cure, I have filled the pages of this book with prescriptions taken from various sources: the Quran, the Sunnah, poetry, poignant anecdotes, parables, and true stories. This book says the following: rejoice and be happy, remain positive and at peace. Indeed, it says this as well: live life as it should be lived, wholesomely, happily, and productively. This book diagnoses the mistakes we make that go against the intrinsic logic that we, as human beings, have been endowed with, but which we tend to forget when we do not follow correct guidance, whether those mistakes are in our thinking or in our dealings. This book forbids you from persisting in ways that conflict with the realities of life and with what Allah, the Exalted, the All-Powerful, has preordained. It calls you not from without, but from within, from what your soul already knows, that you should trust and develop your talents, and forget the troubles and vicissitudes of life, while concentrating on the positive and the desirable destination towards which a positive attitude leads. There are some important issues regarding this book that I now want to clarify. 1. A reminder of Allah's mercy and forgiveness, sincere faith in Him. Belief in preordainment and decree, a life that is lived within the boundaries of today, and a reminder of Allah's countless favors. These are some of the more important themes of this book. 2. With its ideas and cures, this book strives to help banish worry, sadness, grief, sense of failure, and hopelessness. 3. I gleaned whatever I found to be pertinent to the topic of the book from these sources: verses of the Quran, sayings of the Prophet, BPU, stories, parables, poems, and sayings of the wise. This book is no mere sermon, idle exercise in thought, or invitation to a political ideology. Rather, this book is an earnest invitation to your happiness. 4. This book is not only for Muslims, rather, it is suitable for all readers. While writing it, I took into consideration feelings and emotions that are common to everyone. Nevertheless, I wrote it based on the true religion, whether or not we deviate from it, that is intrinsic to us all. 5. You will find sayings of Eastern and Western writers and philosophers. I do not think I should be held blameworthy because of that, for wisdom is the goal of every believer. Wherever one finds it, one is most deserving of it. 6. I did not add any footnotes to the book, thus making it easier for the reader to peruse without interruption. The source of a quote is mentioned within the text of the book. 7. Imitating those before me, Islamic writers from centuries ago, I did not mention page or volume numbers of sources, deeming this approach to be more beneficial for this particular book. Sometimes I directly quoted a passage, other times I summarized its main idea. 8. I did not organize this book according to chapters, rather, I varied the content, inserting topics that might not be directly related to the ones before or after them. I moved quickly from one topic to another, sometimes returning to a previous topic in order to make the perusal of this book more enjoyable. 9. I did not mention the numbers of verses, nor did I mention the sources for the Prophet's sayings. If a hadith is weak, I indicated that. If it is authentic or reliable, I either pointed that out or said nothing. All this has been done for the purpose of conciseness. 10. The reader will notice that some meanings and topics are repeated, though in varying style, throughout the book. This I have done on purpose, so that a given meaning may attach itself to the reader's mind through repetition. Whoever reflects on how recurring themes are found in the Quran should appreciate the benefits of following this methodology. These are 10 points to keep in mind while you are reading this book. I do hope, though, that you will be just in your judgment and that your bias will be towards true and correct knowledge. Finally, this book is not written for a specific group of people, rather, it is for anyone who wants to live a happy life. Dr. al-Qarni.